I did almost 9 months of research on different softwares and things like that. And even without that, I was really confident in the software that we picked, but I was not prepared for how tough it was to learn it and onboarding. Our team kind of panicked a little bit, including you. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have to remember, or I should have remembered, I didn't at the time. I've been living in this for 9 months and I've been doing all this research and I'm excited about what it is. It was new for everybody else and I didn't really take that into account. Welcome to the Lasting Business Solutions Podcast, Indy's launchpad to sustain business success, growth, and leadership. My name's Renee Lucas, and I am your host. Well, as we talked about last time, I have Travis, my husband and co-owner of LCS Heating and Cooling, back on with me today as we navigate change in business and specifically focus a little bit on technology and AI right now, right? All right, so change is never easy. Change is hard.
Very few times it's super easy.
No, I know. But it's so necessary, right, in business. And if you think we've been in business for 21 years, and so if you look back in business, and especially when we think about technology, think of how far we've come. I mean, we were using Google Calendar and Excel spreadsheets when we started.
Yeah, and I went to Staples and got I went high end and got the 3 carbon copy.
Oh, not just the 2 carbon copy, but the 3 carbon copy. What did you ever actually do with that 3rd carbon copy? I know.
I don't know, but I thought it was cool. So.
Well, I tell you, we've come a long way since carbon copy and Google Calendar, right? So kind of our first big change in business was moving from those platforms to an actual HVAC software.
Yeah.
We use ServiceTitan, which is a really robust software. You know, some things that we learned in that time, I did almost 9 months of research on different softwares and things like that. And even without that, I was really confident in the software that we picked, but I was not prepared for how tough it was to learn it and onboarding. Yeah,
there's no cliff notes for the ServiceTitan.
No, it's really tough. I think, you know, some of the things that we don't think about in business right away when we think about technology changes are budget. Like, what is this going to look like with my budget? Have I worked it into my annual budget? Do I understand all of the costs that go with it? You take a software and say it could be a flat fee for a year. Is it going to be user-based? And so, you know, do you have a fixed cost that's going to affect your budget? Or do you have a fluctuating cost based on if you hire people, that's another cost that's going to go up, right? I think sometimes businesses forget about kind of the ongoing cost and how that affects budget and what that might look like as you grow versus what it looks like today when I'm making that change.
And I'm sure when you did your research, there were probably different levels of what things are going to cost.
Oh, for sure.
The more you call ServiceTitan robust, which it is, it's probably the most robust software.
Completely agree.
And that comes with a price tag.
Yeah, no,
and
it absolutely does.
You better be prepared for that price tag.
So in my 9 months of research, I did that alone. I didn't really talk about that a whole lot with our team. And so when it came time to introduce the software change from the spreadsheets and the Google Business Calendar into a full software, our team kind of panicked a little bit, including you. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have to remember, or I should have remembered, I didn't at the time. I've been living in this for 9 months and I've been doing all this research and I'm excited about what it is. It was new for everybody else and I didn't really take that into account. And it created a little bit of pushback a little bit on like, why do we need this? Everything's working fine, right? Like, why do I have to learn this? How are we ever going to learn this? It's our busy season. How are we going to implement this? There was just a lot of fear wrapped up in it too.
So what was the driver behind the fear?
I think honestly just change, having to learn something new, doing something different.
So then the question becomes, why did we get to that point? What made that?
That's a good question. So, you know, I think for us,
I think we had spreadsheets everywhere.
Well, we did. I had a paper storm. I had a paper storm on my desk all the time.
That was part of the problem. You guys, you had redundancy systems, but it was all manual.
Yeah. Everything was manual entry. If we needed to find a customer invoice, we had to go digging through files to find something. There was a lot of extra work. For us, We made the change into software when we cut the business in half and started over and rebuilt it. Like that was one of the changes that we committed to when we decided this business going forward is going to look very different than what it's looked for the prior 10 years, right? And so that was a choice that we made at that time. But, you know, I think change takes a lot of planning, and as business owners, we don't feel like we have time to do that planning. And so we skip ahead and then we just force something onto our team because we say so, basically. And it creates a lot of hardship in the company, right? So what would it look like if in that 9 months of research, if I would have taken a few extra weeks and really understood the onboarding process, what the steps were going to be, the why behind it, how this was going to make everybody's jobs a little bit easier, it would have been a smoother transition. Would you agree?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you tell somebody, it takes you 10 to 15 minutes to write up this invoice. If I can tell you that it's a push button and you have to do a little bit of typing, they may see it that way as opposed to, well, here's what we're doing. So absolutely. Showing examples of that, right? Doing demos. Go ahead. It was the greatest thing when we went to software because first off, my handwriting's horrible.
It is.
And as is most people's handwriting, you can't read it.
No, I know. And then the carbon copies on top of that, right?
Yeah. Well, true, Sue. But so just that aspect of it of bringing on forwarding to software of getting rid of that hardship of you can't even read the invoice. Well,
and I think too, some of the things that we weren't even expecting, like the point of us going into software from paper, 10, 11 years ago was to reduce the amount of manual work, to become more efficient in the company.
For sure.
To kind of catch up with the times sort of thing, right? But I think some of the results that came from that we weren't expecting is our customers love it. So there's some features in the software. So for example, if a technician goes to their home, they get a picture of the technician, a little blurb about them. They can see exactly when they dispatched and know that they're on their way. Like it was just those little conveniences that made him feel good and made him feel aware of who was coming and all of that.
And customers will tell you, well, I didn't get the text.
Oh yeah.
They say I like if I don't dispatch. And I'm guilty of it. I drive to the house. I already know where I'm going. I know exactly where Mrs. Jones lives. I pull up and she's like, "Well, I didn't get the email. I didn't get the text."
I know. Because
I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't dispatch."
You get used to it, right?
All the other texts, I see who's coming, and I didn't know who's coming. So yes, that is a convenience that was phenomenal.
I just thought of it's always the owner that breaks the processes. Are you hearing this? It's always the owner. And I'm guilty of it too. We'll have something I'm like, oh, I've always done it this way though, or like, oh, I'm in a hurry. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, but that's a good point. Customers, it makes it convenient for the customers. They see who's coming. And right when you don't do it, because they're used to it.
They know.
I didn't get the email.
Yeah, they know.
So I'm like, sorry.
Kind of fast forwarding now, right? So we're in another big technology shift with AI. And I don't know about everybody else's industry. I'm confident it's the same, but we are bombarded with AI services. And, we hear everything from, you should do this because it'll replace all the CSRs in your office to you should do this because it's going to make it easier for technicians in the home, and you should do this because it gets rid of X, Y, and Z, right? I mean, it's very overwhelming.
How do you sift through all that? I'm being honest, I can't help you with that at all. Because of the lack of knowledge for me as far as computers and AI goes, a lot of this is, you're looking at this going, how do I get through this? What will help us? What is going to be a waste of our time?
Well, it's interesting because in our last episode, we had talked about when we were on vacation and we did some reflecting on the business. Some of it was some programs or some things that we've tried and we're like, that really wasn't super useful for our business. The sales pitch on it maybe was, or maybe for another business or another industry it would be, but for us it just didn't make sense. So I think part of it is knowing when you try something, how to cut it loose, right? Are you going into an annual contract? Do you have some sort of commitment? Do you have some sort of onboarding fee that you won't get back? Like, what's that look like? A lot of times when we are onboarding with a new software or a new platform, I'll have some sort of 60-day out or I'll negotiate the onboarding fee or something like that.
And with AI, there's so many platforms, like you said, everybody and their mom's got this AI
something.
genie that's going to
Genie.
fix your business.
Yeah.
You are going to probably hire and fire or implement and fail a
Yeah.
few times with AI.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because of the AI shift. I've had more customers, and I don't run a lot of sales calls anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I've had more customers tell me they took my information, exactly what the useful, I guess the useful information I give them, the
estimate, the quote.
estimate, yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They took that and shoved it in AI and made sure that I was legit with it. I love it. That part of it I love.
You know, it's interesting because we should talk about what happens if companies resist change. Change is hard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned, like, you've got budget, there's new workflows to learn, new software to learn. You've got to get your team on board. You got to plan implementation.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to have some sort of accountability. You got to make sure your return on investment is good. Like, there's so many pieces to change, right?
Yep.
But what happens if you resist it and you don't change? And so you just gave an example of, if you're going to say, I'm not using AI in my business, I can guarantee you your clients are, right? And
Oh,
if
yeah.
you don't know, if you're not educated on how they're using it and how that affects maybe the sale of your service or your product, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, you are. You better know how to leverage AI. The AI, like I'm a prime example. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I heard first thing I thought of AI was, what's going to take a bunch of jobs. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Don't look at it from that standpoint.
No.
You have to look at it, how can I leverage it in my company? Because if I've got the good people, I'm not getting rid of my good people, but I'm going to use AI to make my good people great people.
Okay, so that's a really good point. One of the things that we're in the process of implementing right now is an AI service to help with phone calls when all of us are on the phone.
Oh, you mean
or after
Elizabeth and
hours.
Emily, and they can't keep up with
They
it?
can't take every single phone call that comes in, right? So what's happening right now currently is, if everybody's on the phone in the office, then our clients go to a voicemail. And you leave a voicemail and that's fine, but you're like, okay, when am I going to get a call back? You don't know if it's
Yeah.
hot outside and you don't know when somebody's going to call you back. Are they going to come out today? You have all these questions. With an AI service, if we're all on the phone, that AI agent can take that call, can book a call for you if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You can transfer right back and wait for somebody. You can elect to leave a message. You can do all of these things, but you're in control of it as a client, and you know what to expect. I just booked a call. I didn't have to talk to somebody with it. It's hot out. I need my air conditioner fixed. I booked a call. I'll see your tech later today. Done. Right?
You probably have 50% of your clientele is going to be on board with it, and they're fine with it, and you're going to have 50% that's not.
Oh, I'm planning on, at the beginning, 20% is not going to be on board with it.
How about your...
Or 20% is going to be on board and 80% is not.
If your dad calls in, what about that?
Oh, yeah, that's a prime example. That would be
Give me-
the 80% that's not on board with
Exactly.
it.
So
But I think, too, as it evolves, I think that people will get more comfortable with
they
it.
are. More and more people are just... If it's a fluid transaction with
Yeah.
that AI,
Yeah.
people love it.
Yeah.
If it's very choppy, that's one thing. But you go back to, if you're not going to embrace it, you're
gonna
going to
get
miss
left
out.
behind.
You're going to get left behind.
Yeah. You know, I think too, and take away AI, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've heard contractors in our industry, or electrical, plumbing, all of them, even having the technology to schedule appointment online, like that's not
That's
even
huge.
AI. That's just technology that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
People want to schedule their appointment online. They want to be able to text. They want to be able to not talk to a human. They want to be able to do those things. Some people don't,
Yeah. Well,
but some people do. And if your business serves people of different ages and generations,
Yeah.
you need to be able to accommodate all of it.
yeah. So I'll give an exact example of that. If some people want to do booking online with not talking to anybody, and then you got the people who want to talk to somebody, look at the grocery store. I don't care if you go to Meijer, you go to Walmart,
Self-checkout.
self-checkout.
Yeah.
I hated it at the beginning.
Oh, I loved
And now I'm like, hold on, I can walk through here, 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 and I've got 17 of these auto checkout things,
Yeah.
and I scan my stuff and go. I love it now. So
Yeah.
eventually, that may replace most of the people checking out your food for you. So that's the exact same example.
Yeah.
You're going to have people that just want to book online and don't care, and you got people who want to still talk to somebody.
Yeah.
It's okay, You just have to embrace the AI side of that because you're going to lose some of your business.
No, you absolutely are. But I think the thing too is we talk about like, how do you choose what's right for your business? Going back to the voicemail thing for a minute, that was a pain in our company from two standpoints. Sometimes by the time we were able to call back that message, they'd be like, man, I left a voicemail an hour ago. And then they're unhappy because it took us an hour to call them back, right?
Yeah.
From an office standpoint, we have so many calls that are coming in when it's really hot or really cold outside that sometimes we have to pull somebody off phones just to return voicemails. And so then we're another person down from being on phones. And people say all the time, they'll be like, well, why don't you just hire somebody else? Well, in a seasonal business, 80% of the year, 90% of the year, we're not that inundated.
Yeah.
And so then we're overstaffed. And it's like, what do we
Correct.
do with all these people? We don't have enough work, right? So the AI, I'm super excited about it because it's such a great solution, but it doesn't, our office team, I think initially too, everybody's a little apprehensive. It's the fear of the unknown. But I think now that we've explained it and this is the purpose of it, everybody's excited about it and has been participating in like doing the test calls and the onboarding and all of that stuff. Very involved.
We haven't ordered Jet's Pizza in a long time, but Jet's Pizza has it.
Yeah, you order. Remember the first time you did it, you hated it.
I know. I did. I hate it. I'm like, just give me someone. Give me someone live.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, that wasn't too bad. Did it again. And that they already know. The AI already knows what I want.
Yeah.
Because of the last call.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy. Now they do some fake typing. You can hear the typing in the background.
That's funny.
But those things, it's being leveraged in every industry.
Yeah.
You have zero choice in the matter. You will lose part of your business if you don't adapt to AI.
You know, as we think about other technology, there's ways to really streamline your business as well.
Yeah.
And so, Travis, you've talked about what transition that you've made in the company and in our installation department is moving from the way we've always brazed and things like that into using press, right?
Yeah,
It's a technology.
Yeah, technology. Technology goes hand in hand with a lot of things. But like if you are not on board with press, the press guns are expensive. The fittings are expensive.
It's an investment in your business.
It's an investment. The risk of things goes down. The labor goes down. And you also get the cool factor from your team.
They love it.
They love it having it on the van.
Yeah.
So that technology also can go in kind of tied in with AI as far as efficiency goes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times AI is for efficiency for us.
Well, and I think too, that's the other thing. So many times when we're thinking about budget
Yep.
and we're adding something new in like this, we're thinking about what it cost. Oh, it's too expensive,
Yes.
right? So this AI software that we're using, it's not cheap.
No.
We look at it as it's an investment in the business, but what's my return on that? So
Well,
my return on that, hang on
what
one
about-
second.
oh, yeah.
My return on that is not having voicemails that are left, and then we try to call people back and we can't get a hold of them, or they got tired of waiting for us and so they called another company, not being able to respond quickly to people who sent a Google message or a text or it came in from Yelp. Like we're contacted through so many different avenues right now that it's hard to keep up with it all. So what's the cost to our business if we don't answer those calls?
Yeah. So you miss one call for sales. One call.
Oh.
That could be a $5,000 job. That could be a $30,000 job.
Yep.
So therefore, that one call you miss, not the other 30 I'm talking about.
Right.
So that cost for that AI platform that we say is not cheap, which it isn't, it pays for itself all because that phone got answered.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And we gave people options.
Correct.
Right? So look at change as an investment in your business and understand what the return is and what do you want out of it? What's the purpose of it?
Yeah.
If you don't have a purpose or a reason that you want something that's going to, as you said last time, move the needle in your business, don't do it.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that I'll say, know your market. When we were talking about AI and answering calls for us at first, we visited this a while ago. And I was like, I don't think our market's ready for it. Like, I don't. Like, we're in the Midwest. Midwest, I think, is always a little bit behind the West Coast and East Coast in adapting technology and things like that. And I just didn't feel like our market was ready for it. Now I think it is, but I think it's going to be a transition. I think for 21 years, people have been used to either getting us or getting a voicemail. And so it's going to feel different.
I think the shift of an older generation, they're embracing it too.
Yeah.
Part of it is they have no choice because it's somewhere in their life now.
It is.
you're
It is
going to
somewhere.
find it
Yes.
somewhere.
Yes.
So
Yeah. And I think too, the other piece of it is, do you want to have any marketing involved in that? Like I'm planning on when we roll this out and we're ready to go, full training with our team, obviously, the whys behind it, how it works, how we work the portal, all of that stuff. But then also to our customer base through e-newsletters and social media and our website. Like, man, we're really excited to bring this technology so that you don't have to leave a voicemail anymore.
now,
right?
correct me if I'm wrong. Is there an out? It's like, is there an out for people on the phone to talk to somebody live?
For our particular solution, yes.
Perfect.
But those are questions that you have to ask, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to use this. Can it be set up to do this, this, or this?
Yeah.
Yes or no,
Yeah.
right? And ask questions, test it, negotiate so you have a 60-day out or something like that. If something happens, it doesn't perform like it was supposed to. That's another thing that we've ran into, and that I will say in the past year, as we've looked at different softwares, there's been things that have been sold to us. And what's been sold to us has been the idea of what it's going to be instead of the reality of what it is right now.
We've lived that a couple times.
We have lived that a couple times. And so when we're going through onboarding, it's kind of like, oh, well, that's coming.
Yeah.
That feature's coming. No, you told me
Yeah.
that feature was here.
Yeah.
And so,
Double check that.
yeah, so be really intentional about what you want it to do, the questions that you ask, and what it can do right now versus maybe what's coming in the future.
Okay. So I think one of my big takeaways, I think, with this conversation we had
Yeah.
is customers leveraging AI to fact check us.
Okay.
I
You know what? Let's go back to that because you're right.
and if you are not, and we've talked to our sales guy O'Neill.
Yeah.
I said they're becoming professionals now, the homeowners, and it's because of AI. I said if they're checking stuff, you better know what they're checking and you better know how to answer it.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
You have to be the professional, you have to be versed, and you better be ready for some questions. And if you didn't do something that AI is saying you should do as an HVAC company, you don't have a leg to stand on.
No, you're right. Here's the other thing that I'll say is some people, when they're using AI, they may not completely understand, and I don't all the way, how to use prompts to get certain things. So if you prompt something a certain way, it might give you certain information, but if you prompt it a different way, it's going to give you
Yeah.
different information. So it's understanding too, when homeowners, for example, in our industry, when they're putting our quotes into a chat GPT or something like that, the questions they ask it is going to depend on the information they get back.
Yeah.
And so we've got to train our team to help customers understand what they might have missed in their
Yes.
prompting to get certain information,
And
right?
then ask the homeowner, can I see your script
Yeah.
and see if maybe you missed a prompt
Yes.
to put in, and maybe we can help you.
Or they just didn't know what to ask
Correct.
because they
I
don't
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do. I
Yes.
do my best, and at the bottom, usually it gives me a
Suggestions or
yeah.
something.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take that. That sounds good. Why didn't I think of that? So that's the thing is in our industry, I didn't think AI would be that deep already, and it's already there.
Well, we get calls probably at least once a week right now of AI agents or robots calling on behalf of homeowners. And so they're calling to get information about services, especially our maintenance plans
Yep.
and pricing.
Yeah.
And so here's the other thing too is, we train our office team on questions that people might ask and information and how to schedule calls and all this. But talking to an AI robot is different than talking to a human being. And so if we are a company that would say, you know what, I'm just not going to buy into that AI stuff. I'm going to keep my humans here and we're going to do things the way we've always done. I'm telling you, you're going to get left behind because our clients are the ones that are utilizing it and forcing us to, whether we want to or not.
Correct. And this was, you brought up a couple of days ago, we were at a conference last year, the year before, there was a gentleman speaking.
Oh, yeah.
He said and mind you, I'm not so much stuck on the revenue volume you do, but the number he said was if you are 3 million or under and you are not leveraging AI, you will disappear. Now, I'm not going to take that with complete 100% facts.
Yeah.
But I do understand what he's saying is because usually on a lower budget, on a lower revenue scale, you don't have the money to find out what AI is going to work for me.
Right.
And I get that part. And that is true, though. So even if you don't have the budget, you better do some homework on AI.
Very good point. And where do you start with that? It's understanding. I would start with, how are your clients using AI to utilize your business or your services, right?
I would also, I told O'Neill to do this. I said, customers are asking questions now. What I would do is on the weekends, I would go into AI and I would start asking questions you think the homeowner's going to ask, and wait for the results you get.
Yeah, to see what we get.
You need to
learn.
you need to be ahead of the curve of, they're going to ask X, Y, and Z, which I told them this is what maybe they should look for in an HVAC system, and if it's something totally different, they're going to call you out.
Yeah.
So I said
absolutely.
I would be practicing with AI.
Yeah. And I think just with any technology, the more you use it and the more comfortable you get with it, the less that fear comes into play. And it's fear that holds us back.
It's a fear of the unknown of, I don't know what it does.
Yeah.
Who's moving the AI levers? I've been asking that. It's someone on the moon? Is someone on another planet? I don't know. It's someone really smart.
Yeah.
So.
It's funny because I think the other thing too, and when we talk about AI specifically, I also hear where they're like, oh, you can just build your own agent for that. And you can go use this and go. And I'm just like, I don't want to.
No.
Like, that's part of it. Is I was like, I love what I do in business, but learning how to build AI agents today does not appeal to me. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to hire a person, a company, whatever that is, who does want to do that or who specializes in that and can do that for my business.
Now, with that being said, all the AI stuff, we still, as a company, we're still going to have the personal touch for you.
Oh.
We're not getting away from that.
So how do you find that balance?
Exactly. You have to play both sides of the fence.
Yeah. And it depends on know your industry. Are you in an industry where people don't really care about personal touch? Maybe they just want to buy something from you or book something from you and move on, right? Or maybe they want to shop online from you. Or maybe they're in a service industry where they've got some questions about something and they want to talk to somebody. Know your industry and what they want and how it's evolving.
Yeah.
Your best practice groups, other colleagues and professionals in your area, go visit other business. We visit other HVAC companies all the time to see what they're doing, what they're running into, what they're implementing in their business.
Yeah.
It gives us great ideas.
Yep.
I think the other thing that we probably have to think about in the future is we're likely going to need a position in the company to own some of this stuff, right? Because with any technology, going back to Service Titan for a minute, when they roll out an update, their updates are no joke. There's a lot of changes that happen, permissions change within the software, all this stuff changes, and you need a dedicated person to really stay up on all of that. When we look at all this other technology or AI that we might be using, there might be some things there too that's hey, we need a dedicated position. We're in a place right now to where we need it maybe part-time, but we're not ready for a full-time position. But I think as we look at the growth of the company, that's something that we're probably going to have to know is coming.
Yeah.
Right. So to plan that out.
I need to call Drew maybe. He's a computer guy. I need a nerd is what I need.
To help out with all this, right, yeah.
I need someone just so smart in computers.
You call yourself a nerd though.
I'm a nerd in HVAC stuff, but that doesn't help me with the software.
I know. So to wrap up a little bit as we're thinking about it, change is inevitable and you need to get on board with it or you're going to get left behind, right?
Yes, 100%. Can I add a little thing at the end? You guys let's go back a ways, way before AI. You guys remember Cha-Cha?
Oh yeah, I do, because you broke it. I do remember Cha-Cha.
It was a couple guys in Carmel, and that was the original kind of internet /
We would Cha-Cha something up.
Yes, let's Cha-Cha that up.
I didn't even mean it, Cha-Cha something up.
I just thought about that. That was the early AI stuff because it's kicking stuff out for us.
Well, it wasn't AI because there's people behind it.
Yeah, but it was funny. I can't. We broke Cha-Cha.
Yeah, I remember that. We asked it so many questions on a road trip once
stopped
that
answering.
It would not answer our call any longer.
Sorry, I got off topic. I forgot about that.
No, that's good. That's good. Well, I think thinking about change, what's a hardship in your business and how could technology help that? What would be the plan to implement it? What do you want your return on investment to be? And if you're investing this much in it, how much do you expect to get back from it, right? What's it going to do for your business? Knowing your industry that you're in, what does your industry want? What are your clients wanting? How are they using technology? And then how are you going to implement with your team, right? So understanding the why are we changing these workflows? Why are we bringing in a whole new software? I'll leave us with this. We had somebody that was employed with us several years ago, and she did a great job of building some processes in our business. Well, as the business grew, some of those processes had to change. And I remember her telling me she was upset because she felt like all of that work was wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's remembering too that like things in our business serve us very well for a period of time, but there's likely going to become a time when that doesn't serve us well anymore and we have to pivot to something else or another solution. That's normal growth in business, right? So be open to that.
So one last thing for me, what advice would you give to somebody that is a smaller company?
Mm-hmm.
Say they listen to this podcast and they're like, I'm overwhelmed. Where would you tell them to start? Like, would you go reach out to a Better Business Group? Where would you go with that?
You know, that's a great question. I think that my recommendation on that would be, number one, not to get, as you said earlier, taken with all the shiny objects, right? And so I would start with, how is my business running right now? And where are my pain points? So I'm going to go back to, a pain point is when it's busy, my clients get my voicemail a lot. I would focus right then on, is there a solution I can find for that? Okay. And let everything else go for right now. But I would focus on, what's the biggest pain in my business right now? And is there a technology or AI solution that could fix that for me or help me with that? That's where I would start.
And I would look at, like we're part of Service Nation.
Yeah.
We're part of ACCA.
Yeah.
Groups like that, there's a lot of HVAC dealers in those groups that you could probably reach out to.
Yeah.
Because you can't start with it all. You got to start with something small, pick the one that's going to move the needle the most.
Right. Visit other companies in your industry, right? And so it does not matter what your industry is. It's almost always like, if we travel somewhere, we'll always look up and see, hey, is there an HVAC company out there that we might want to go visit? And we'll reach out to them.
Most people, they'll
like,
open the door.
In. Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Here's what we do.
Yes.
Here's what's worked for us. Here's what's not worked for us.
Yep.
How can I help you? Yeah.
And I guarantee you'll be able to give something back to them as well in those conversations.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So embrace that change. Be ready for it. It's hard. It's an investment. It's all of the things, but it's necessary to keep that business moving forward. Thanks for joining us today, and I'll see you next time on the Lasting Business Solutions podcast.